And he goes to the ground, and we're staring at each other in the car, and he's like, you really want to fucking do it? And he grabs this shit off the floor. I'm like, really? And then he puts it straight to my head, pulls a fucking gun, puts it straight to my head in the car. It was the heaviest thing ever. And I was just like, oh, it's like, I said, oh, it's like that. And I backed out. Dude jumps up. They both get in the car. They both peel out. I'm just like, just shaking in shock. I'm looking around. There's not a soul around. No one saw anything. I was like, what the fuck? And I look back, and Charlie starts waddling out of my garage. I was like, dude.
Dude, that was crazy, man.
Hey, mate. I was like, hey, mate, what's going on?
I was like, where'd you go?
I'm like,
I never even heard the garage door go off.
I'm fucking
He was just kung fu fighting in the middle of the
I missed
street.
the whole thing.
Hey, it was insane.
Hello, this is Chito Vera.
This is Jason Parillo.
This is Luke Rockhold. You're listening to The Madhouse. Are we on? We're on. Let's go. Episode 2.
Shit, we on?
Can we talk about Jamal Hill's dad body? The guy looks
Bro,
like he's 50 years old.
he
Like
looks
he's
like
been
he
drinking.
hasn't trained a day of his life, but will knock the fuck out of
He's
you.
fucking gangster. I love it, but he's like, what the hell?
I love the fact that he looks like that and he will beat the shit out of you. I did pick Glover to win, just because you gotta give love to the old man. But if
I like this.
if that fucker clip you, good night. You need help?
I
Coach?
think Glover's better than he's ever
You'd
been.
be smarter than the fucking
Well, Glover.
bag.
The thing with Glover, he grabs a hold of you. That fucker can grapple and he can crack.
He's strong.
Yeah, the old man can fight. All my respect to Glover.
He's found it better and better. You know, it's the old man vibes. You know, I'm digging the old man
We
vibes.
should put Coach in there. Fucking 135
Coach,
Bernardo.
hey, Coach can crack.
I'm-
Coach can still crack.
I know.
He slap boxes the shit out of the bag.
I saw when he fights.
I hate crack. I just can't open up this fucking bag.
I was just talking to.
For people listening to this, you know those weed packages that they have like kids thing. Seems
a
like
kid.
they have an adult security too because it can be.
Hey,
Oh.
Chito. How about when Nick Diaz called me today and you thought he was like an old man from LA, like a from rich dude? What'd you say?
Okay, let's go back to that story. So Luke Rock, who was on the phone,
Nick wants to
whatever
come
it-
train. Nick's getting back
Come-
down
come
here
train,
into
blah, blah.
the Cali, and he wants to come train and get some things in.
all I hear was, I don't have running shoes, bro. And look, I have a lot of friends. I thought he was speaking to a dad of maybe 4 kids, a little upset, sad in life. Just, I don't have running shoes. And then, I find out it's fucking Nick Diaz, the best card in the fucking UFC. I was like, Nick Diaz doesn't have fucking running
He
shoes.
said cardio, by the way. He said not card. It was cardio.
Best card in the UFC.
Yes.
No best card. Yeah, cardio with the O. Motherfucking Charlie,
My
man.
hero, Charlie.
Give yourself an applause, Charlie, man. Come on.
Thanks, guys. I'm going good for something.
I appreciate it. Wow, that was huge.
I was just a little bothered by my man Nick Diaz not having running shoes. I got you, bro.
GT. But how about then you get into, and he's like, oh yeah, you come down and train with Parillo. He's like, I thought he had come down here and train with you, but apparently he hasn't. And he was like, no, I fought against him. it was like a very awkward moment. And then you hear from Parillo, it just got even more awkward.
That sounds like Nick Diaz.
Hey, it got
He
even
fought
more.
BJ.
No, I know.
Yeah. So what happened? What happened after the fight with BJ?
No, yeah, it was always every time you saw you'd see like these little I don't know things with Nick Diaz just being
Nick
tough.
Diaz.
Yeah, being tough after the fight. So that clip would come in on a handful of those. What do you call those? A reel or something, or just him just being a maniac, or just
highlight
being-
reels. This is
Yeah,
UFC
yeah,
reels,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. Just kicking ass.
So what? He came to stare you down the face, and then what happened?
Now he's like, I won that shit. I think he was just because it was going to the cards. You know when you're in a fight and they were going out. BJ banged him up too. Pretty good. So they were banged up. So he was just like, I won that shit. I won that
Well, it's energy. It's fucking a lot of energy.
yeah. Like, yeah, it looked like you did win it, man. Yeah. I think he pulled this one off. It was a good fight, though.
was a
I mean,
great fight.
the funny thing about that fight is I remember at the weigh-in thinking to myself, fucking BJ, because BJ had, spent some time at lightweight for a while, before going, and he decided he wanted to go back up to 170. And he was real small. I mean, the way it looked like me and Luke squaring off.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's the size difference was just insane. It was like the weigh-in. I was like, wow, huh? Well, BJ's BJ though. He doesn't.
Well, the first round, BJ looked like a fucking. He beat the shit out of Nick. Crispy boxing. He was landing a good jab. He was dominating him in their grappling. It's just the cardio catch up a little bit to BJ towards the half of the second and third, but it was a
Yeah.
great
That's the
fucking
size,
fight.
man. Nick's huge.
Nick's huge.
comparably.
Yes.
BJ,
They were cool
just
though.
remember BJ.
They
I
were
remember
really
BJ.
cool with each other though. You know what I mean? They both had a lot of respect for each other, definitely.
there's a picture of them hugging each other in the locker room.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a legendary picture. Their all faces are all fucked up. I like the picture.
Yeah. You like the
Makes
picture.
me want to fight.
You ready to fight, Chito?
Yeah, 4 more weeks.
What am I doing? I got the fucking grinder. Sitting there fucking with my fingers.
Seems
Jesus
like
Christ.
age is catching up.
I'm just fucking age.
What is age? I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm sorry. Look, every time I make old man jokes, I
You just said you loved old men. The old men fucking love it. So I'm gonna rock it. I'm gonna rock it and run with it.
What about you, Charlie? What do you got going on, buddy?
How's life?
I'm just watching Parillo try and roll a joint over here.
This is welcome.
It looks like one of the most
welcome, Charlie.
labor-intensive things I've ever seen in my life.
This is what?
It looks like a really labor-intensive thing.
It is.
to
It's
roll a
labor.
joint.
It really is. Spend a lot of time on
I
it. You know what I
think-
mean?
I think you should do a
relaxing.
video rolling a joint with a dollar bill.
Yeah, the
That might hit a couple million views in YouTube.
fuck.
You gotta get a close
Might.
up of that. It's pretty special. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It just makes it a lot smoother. I mean, you could do it with the hand, but it gets a little sloppy. I prefer. I mean, I don't mind sloppy things, but not with my joints.
Give it up for Mr. Jason Parillo.
Taki taki.
Oh, you want to hear that song?
Where you guys end going last night with Michael?
I mean, we went to the Harp Inn. My stomping grounds. Went to a little Irish pub. Had 2 beers
Wow.
apiece, and went home. Both him. See, fortunately, he picked me up. I'm like, I'm on a couple weeks right now. I'm not drinking. He goes, me too. We're
talking
probably
about-
both kind of lying a little bit, but I mean,
We're talking about Michael Bisping here, right?
yeah. And he's like, yeah, me too. I did. So we're like, 2. We'll just go each have 2 beers, call it a night. And sure as shit, we both fucking pulled it off. Did 2, went home,
Good boys.
watched TV, and went to bed.
Sounds
Walk.
fun. Sounds like it was really entertaining.
Yeah, I
got
know.
a son
That's why,
problem.
nothing. No good story starts off with, you know what? Went out, had 2 beers, went home, called it a night. You're like, oh fuck, what an exciting
Hey,
fellow
check
you
this
are.
out. This guy is 38 years old. And look his body comparison with the 32.
What?
Look,
Get
this
it
guy's
away from
in
it.
way better shape than the other guy. Well, look, at least looking wise, right? 38.
As you can see with Jamal Hill, it don't matter.
Like that's what I'm trying to go there. I'm like, maybe Jellisher's gonna beat the fuck out of Red Shot. Oh, he's mad. Who? This guy.
Oh. Are we
Charlie,
commentating the fights?
we gotta get odds, Charlie. Oh, you're using the computer.
You may need to do that.
Chatty.
We don't gamble around here.
No, we gotta gamble. Let's gamble.
No, see what happened when you gamble? You get in trouble, bro.
No, not us. We just give information.
Oh,
Let
tips?
everybody else gamble. You can't.
I'll tell you this.
People are still gonna gamble. You just don't fucking. It's
Oh shit.
that's got to be let go. People, gambling is part of the world. It's gonna suppress.
Here's the thing: is people probably think, is it almost cheating because you're in the business, you're in the sport, you're a fighter. You know what I mean? So maybe you have but no, it doesn't make a difference. Because if I had a dime for every time somebody calls me out, my friend, anybody, hey, listen, man, I'm going to drop some money on this fight. Who do you think? I want to get your opinion on this. I'm like, if my opinion mattered, I wouldn't be fucking holding hand pads. I'd be a professional gambler. If I knew
Facts.
exactly what the
Facts.
fuck, who was going to win.
Those are facts right there.
Yeah, gambling is a part of fighting. Gambling is a part of the world. People need
But
to shut up.
gambling-
It's gonna happen.
What's the rules on that for you guys as UFC fighters? Can you put
We
bets on
can-
fights? Or?
Don't gamble on your own fights and don't rig fight. Don't rig your
Lately, it's
teammates'
illegal
fights.
betting at all. As lately, this come out like 2 months ago. 0 bets at all. I never bet in my fucking life, so it doesn't matter to me. But I know fighters that bet a lot, and they say like you can bet in the UFC, not one.
What are you talking about? They're still giving odds everywhere.
No,
A lot
yeah,
of the
but we
bookies have
can
taken-
bet. We cannot bet. Me as a fighter, I cannot put money.
Yeah, but we can give our opinion.
Parillo, as a
Yeah,
coach,
yeah,
can you?
okay,
Can
yeah,
you
that's
Give your
fine.
opinion. What?
Yeah,
As a coach, can you put bets on?
I believe so. I mean, I don't know. I've never looked into it because I don't, like I said, I don't bet, but
Yeah.
probably. I mean, I don't see why not.
yeah. The opinion thing is fine. We can say who's gonna win, but we cannot actually put money.
But maybe with this new little thing that happened, maybe it's a little. I don't know. I don't know. Like, but who's gonna like? I could imagine walking up to the window and going, you know what? I'm gonna put 50 on Glover, whatever, and somebody going, hey, you're a coach, aren't you?
yeah, like
Cuff
how they
this motherfucker. Like, well, how are they gonna know?
how they caught you?
Yeah, how would they catch you? How would they catch you?
What do you want, Luz?
Like it's not like something's on your ID.
This is the first fight they had in Brazil, huh? Since
Since a
COVID,
while, yeah.
in the whole COVID era and everything.
Oh no, during COVID, they fought there.
Did they?
They actually make the first UFC without any crowd was there was Oliveira and Kevin Lee.
Really? That was in Brazil.
Yeah, they actually sold out arena, and then because of COVID, they reimbursed the money to every single Brazilian. Porra.
You had some fights in COVID? You had a couple. Huh?
Yeah, I fought Sonja Dunn in the empty arena. I fought O'Malley in the empty Apex. Jose Aldo, empty Apex. And that's it. Weird times.
What defines COVID really? What was?
Yeah,
the era?
it was that was we're doing Florida though. Do we in a full blown stadium, but no audience?
Jacksonville, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. It was great. Actually, I like that shit.
yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know, like
You love
like
this
you're a
shit.
gangster and you bring your gang, he bring his gang, fight on a full arena empty. It's a different energy. The crowd make it not fake, but it's like a show. Either they pump you up or you feel a little weird because too much people. When no one's there, you cannot show your true colors. I don't know. It's my opinion.
They
I
scheduled
think
it to-
gangster would be like a fucking parking lot with a circle of cars.
Yeah.
gangster. Hey,
That too,
That's an
you know.
experience. That's a
It's
fun-
it's a crazy experience.
They did that to fill the arena, didn't they? Originally,
What?
they booked the arena to fill it, right? In Jacksonville, isn't?
No. When I fought in Jacksonville, it was never with crowd. It was fully empty arena. No
Yeah.
tickets for sale. Not even a poster.
They had
When
like
I fought,
50. They had like 50 people working there, some shit, right?
that's it. When I fought there, we don't even had the poster for that one fight. They didn't even make a poster to sign.
Oh yeah, because you didn't want to. But that was great. Like we were getting tested. When you get there, you got one. It wasn't there a time we get tested 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, every other day. And the best thing about it was the way they did how we get to the arena. You go a fight before your fight, so you get to the arena and you fight.
That was
I think that's the best
That's bad. huh?
because
Oh, I love that.
because
shit.
4 hours sitting in there like oh fuck, what I'm gonna
And then you
fucking
got to sit
fight.
afterwards too.
Exactly.
You
But,
fight,
like-
they get you the fuck out of there.
This new way of like getting in there, fight, live. I actually like that.
They need more energy though. In the back, like remember back in the day with Burt, there was nothing like Burt.
Oh, Burt Watson.
Burt was the
He's a
fucking best.
man.
Did you ever Burt fight, Cheeto?
UFC debut and that's it.
That was it. When he's
Fuck-
like, "We're rolling,
fucking
we
Ronda.
rolling." It's just it was just like that energy.
Yeah.
was like fucking. It's on. It was. There's nothing like
This
Burt.
is the best that we do. We are the best. in
This
the world.
there's a highlight on YouTube
Of
about
him
kind of
doing
like locker room.
I have a video of him doing it back in the day because he does it at every one.
Yeah,
Every way, and he goes out. He does it. He probably does that because I think he's with Bellator now.
he's
Isn't
with
he?
Bellator now.
He's a great dude.
But it's not like that anymore. It was
No.
like the energy's gone.
He
He's
was.
still
he-
energy, but I mean,
They took the
nobody
energy
that does
from him.
that.
yeah, no one said that.
He's like, he pumps you up. He pumps everybody up.
It's like, hey, what about pump me? Don't pump
What
my
was his
opponent.
last fight? Was What was
I
that
heard he
fight?
got
I think it was
kicked
at the
out.
forum. I was there.
He got kicked out through Ronda Rousey. That's what I heard.
Ronda Rousey?
He got her piece and she complained. But I don't know.
No, what happened
I don't
was...
think it's
No, he
facts.
said something
No,
back
something-
to Dana, I think.
No, something happened at... Mark Munoz was weighing in at a weigh-in. I believe this might be right, or I might be right or wrong because I was working with Mark back then, and he was weight because he wasn't at weight, but you have 2 hours to make weight, so he was making he was waiting to make weight or whatever. He stuck around, and they sent all the shuttles back. So he was sitting there after he cut weight and waited the 2 hours and made weight at the last, 2 hours after the weigh-in's basically done. He had nothing there to hydrate or, get back, get back his, his weight back on or whatever. And there wasn't a shuttle for him. Something, that's not exactly why, but from what I remember, there was an argument between him and another staff of the UFC. It might have been Burke going, what the fuck, dude?
Mark
This
Munoz,
guy's
huh?
just made weight. Huh?
You cornered Mark?
For one fight. And it didn't go well. I just said,
It didn't go away with a weight cut.
Yeah, it did,
Mark's
yeah,
like
yeah,
400 pounds
exactly.
now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, the weight cut
fucking
was
huge.
heavy.
He's huge.
yeah.
Well, but there's two stories. This one and the
Did
one
you
that
hear
he
the
had.
one I'm talking about?
I heard yours
Yeah.
through you and through other people.
Okay.
And I also heard that him and Ronda had a problem, and the UFC went, "That's our girl, fuck you." So either one could be. What I'm speaking is not facts. So you
Yeah,
just
and
wanna
I'm
hear.
I don't know, but I do remember. For some reason, I feel like what I'm saying was someone.
That's what
'Cause I know
happened.
Bert too, and I should have. I mean, I could have even asked him, I guess, at the other day, but I don't know what happened with all that. He's doing well though, from what I see. I follow him on. We communicate on Instagram here and there.
He's a
He's
great
a
guy.
good dude.
Scott takes care of people.
My UFC debut, he was there, and I was blew away when I saw him. I was like, "That's the guy that fucking get you pump up." Hey, what's up, man? But then that was it. When I fought my second UFC fight, he was gone.
It was special, no doubt. Bert played his role well. Speaking of playing your role well, like what the fuck? The amount of people that Parillo's cornered, it just blows my mind.
And
They
the
put up the Botha. Francis Botha was like, what? Like I can barely remember that from childhood. That's fucking.
That's what I'm saying. 2002. It's a
Who's the craziest
It's a
motherfucker
Showtime
you
fight.
cornered?
the craziest guy.
Tapia? No.
Probably Johnny Tapia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that? How was the build up? How was the fights? Like just
I
how was
spent-
fight week?
I spent
How
a
was
couple
fight
months
week with
with
Johnny
him up in-
Tapia? Tell.
It was cool. We were in New York City, hanging out with his. He had gangster friends. I mean, I don't know if I should say that, but I mean, I don't. He's.
I'm pretty
I was
sure.
hanging out
I'm
this-
pretty sure it's safe to say these days.
Yeah. Well, he's unfortunately, God bless his soul, he's not around anymore, right?
Yeah.
But I just happened to run in. Me and Chito ran into his wife last week in Vegas. She's doing promotions out in Albuquerque, I think, but she's a great lady. But yeah, I spent time with her. She made some great dinners. I'm like, when I saw her, I'm like, oh, I just remember your dinners. She goes, everybody tells me that.
She's a good cook.
Yeah.
She's a nice lady. We saw her the other day.
But no, it was cool in New York City with him. I was hanging with him, his brother-in-law, and his friends that he has out there, and did some cool shit. We did an open workout for HBO. It was on the fight was on HBO. We did an open workout at I think it was Church Street Gym. Maybe was the name of it.
Yeah, Church Street.
Yeah, Church
It's a
Street.
badass gym. I like that gym. It's like
And,
it's got that little undercover, like you go down to the basement.
Yeah. And my coach is his head coach. I was holding the mitts for him at the time. I mean, and we did me and him did a workout we did 6 to 8 rounds on the hand pads, for the HBO crew and stuff. Unfortunately, I could never fight. There must have been 50 cameras in that place, and there's nowhere I've ever seen or could find the video to that thing. It would be cool to have. I mean, Johnny Tapia I watched fight when I was a kid. Then here I am at Madison.
You were still
in
like
New York City.
still in your like pretty young at that.
Oh yeah,
point,
I was
though.
in my early 20s, probably.
You
Well,
guys-
let's see.
You're still in
Yeah.
your professional
Yeah,
boxing days, right?
I was fighting too.
Were
Yeah.
you,
I
were you
sparred with him.
sparring? Were you sparring him?
I originally was a sparring partner.
How'd that go?
It went. I mean, it went good. I mean, I was a little bigger than him, so it was. I gave him. I would probably give him a little bit of a fit just because I was a bigger. I mean, he was a 118 pounder for God's sakes.
What were you rocking at the?
And
What were you?
I probably was 100 and he probably was walking around 135 pounds maybe, and I was walking around probably 145. I mean, maybe I feel like I.
It's like in boxing, and like it's so different. Like, oh my god, 10 pounds, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like how you feel. Like in fighting, it's like, Chito, you're sparring with a guy that's 2 weight classes above you the other day and just beat the shit out of him, and like it's nothing. It's like it's boxing. It's so sensitive to it.
Well, that's crazy. Sparring
5 pounds up. It's like,
someone
he's so much bigger.
Sparring like Johnny Tapia, though, that guy was a legend. I mean, it was like fucking.
insane,
I wanted to get an autograph the whole time the guy's punching me in the fucking head. You know, the guy ripped the body like a motherfucker. The guy's he's just such a good fighter.
He drop you?
No. We did. It was like that. It was me and my a guy, a little bit of a mentor of mine, Mike Samaza, who was an older boxer that grew up down around here, and he was sparring with him. They were actually close to the same size. They decided not to continue to spar with me because I think I was a little bit bigger, so it didn't make sense. And then happened like a year or two, or a couple years later is when I ended up being the mitt man for him, because my coach was up working with him up in Big Bear, and Jesse called me up. He goes, "Hey, Johnny Tapia would rather have me watch him from the side than, actually hold the mitts. He would rather just be more of the voice, have me be more of the voice, and have somebody else do the hand pads."
This is how you can see Cheeto's such a dad over here. Just more caring about this little bitch.
I got 3 kids, so you learn how to be a little nicer.
I put up with it.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, let me finish telling the story before you talk about the dog on the lap here. So fucking.
Shut the fuck up, Luke.
I mean, that's some entertaining shit, but I'm talking about real life here.
Look at this. I love it. I love pulling up these stories. Parillo gets it.
So,
he loves this shit.
No, but I went in a fucking interview to hold hand pads for Johnny Tapia, because he was trying to find a guy to do it. Jesse calls me up because I've had help him before with fighters in the past. Francois Bolta, for example.
Yeah.
And he goes, come up. So I went and did a tryout on the hand pads. Fucking did 5-6 rounds, and it wasn't I call it, you throw it. It was Johnny throws the punches, I catch what he's throwing. Does that make sense? So I got this little speedy guy, and he basically showed the punches that he'd like to throw, and he just kind of, with his herky-jerk rhythm, and just let his hands go, catch. After he was done, he started jumping rope, and I look at his brother-in-law, I'm like, "What's up? What do you think, man?" And he's just like, You're in, man. He's like, if you weren't, he'd have already told you to fuck off. Fucking the first round, he'd have told you. I mean, not fuck off, but you know what I mean. He would have told you, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it was like that. Yep. Got paid to fucking work with a Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Famer too. That guy's amazing. He's a legend. No.
When did you know how to hang it up? Who was your last fight?
My last fight, I was.
When did you know, like, you're still fighting with Tapia, right? And then you.
I was fighting with a detached retina.
That's kind of fucking ironic.
Yeah. And then, as I got I got surgery on my
completely
eye.
detached, or it was just hanging?
No, it was just hanging, and I got surgery, and I don't, because I don't know if it's because I was continuing to train and whatnot, or I had gotten hit while I was still attached. But I ended up with nerve damage. I still have nerve damage in my left eye. You guys know this. I have double vision on my left eye, so at certain angles, if I look a certain way, it'll straighten out to where I don't have double vision. But for the most part, everything right side of me is double vision. So that was obviously a good time to think about hanging it up. And I was still considering actually saying fuck it, kind of. I talk to Bisping about it all the time because Bisping has one eye, but
when did his go?
I always say, hey, if I could win, if I was going to gamble on my eye the way it is, and I'm going to make $400,000 or whatever the purse is, as opposed to I would be making $1,200. It's a whole different fucking gamble,
Game, yeah.
It's a whole different look at it, but. Yeah, the eye went up. I did think about trying to fight. I was thinking about just saying fuck it on it because everybody thinks they're a tough guy. And then I ended up getting more nerve damage in my arm and lost half my left hand, Well, not half of it, but I got nerve damage through half my left hand.
And you still hold pads after like Tapia, Botha,
Hey,
and all the training camps you had. I don't know how those things still work.
They do
Oh,
work.
years.
They
It's 2002. I've held a hand pad since '92 though.
Who's the hardest? Who's the
1992.
hardest hitter you felt?
I was born there.
Who's memorable?
Yeah, I was holding hand pads when I was 18 years old. Swear,
crazy.
back in the day, there's a guy. There's a local. He actually trains. He trains. He's a really good dude. He has a boxing gym up in Mission Viejo, and I think he trains people with Parkinson's. You know what I mean? So he's just a good-hearted type of guy. But his name was Gary Ballard, South African. Both him and Francois were good buddies. He actually was a bigger deal, I think, than Francois, both coming out from South Africa way back in the day, but didn't make it to the same place Francois did. Francois ended up winning the IBF title, but who am I talking? Gary Ballard, though, he was a beast. He was out here. He was signed by Don King, and he was going through some contract issues, just like fighters do with promoters. And he was having some issues with Don King, so Don King, I think, pulled his training expense money. From what I remember, I was young, and he was a super middleweight. He's actually a light heavyweight, and they gave him the IBF title at super middleweight, so he would suck down to 168. But regardless, let me try to make this a shorter story. He had nobody training him, so he came into my gym. His girl was from Newport Beach or something like this. Comes into my gym, and I basically was holding the hand pads for the guy for 2 months for an IBF title fight, and I must have been, God, fucking 20 years old, maybe 21, 22, I was young, but it was only me and him. Trained him for 8 weeks, sucked him out. He lost the fight. I think he ended up getting knocked out or something later on. So I didn't even go with him to the fight, but he loved the way I held the hand pads. I mean, something about that. That's what really gets you into. I mean, that's what people start gravitate towards training with you when you go. What's going on?
The GoPro's dead.
Bye GoPro.
Bye.
But anyways, this guy hit like a ton of. This guy started on my elbows, basically, because I remember the leverage this guy had was just. But again, I was a kid, and I was smaller, and I was a kid, so feeling professional punchers like that, you
don't know how to absorb the energy and the tempo of it.
Yeah, exactly.
On a real boxer, because MMA guys punch like shit compared to a real boxer.
You know what's crazy?
Who's both? Did he fight like Tua? Did both of fight Tua?
David Tua, I don't think he did. I think he fought Holyfield. He fought Tyson. He fought, I want to say, Riddick Bowe.
Did you corner him for?
Well, Clifford ATM. See what he was doing is him and everybody's campaigning. He was campaigning to try to have a rematch with Mike Tyson. I think they were considering maybe giving it to because he was kind of he was boxing really well with Mike before he got knocked out. But he was campaigning for a fight, so I think they were talking as if the winner of him and Clifford ATM would get the winner of. Would get to fight Mike Tyson rather.
With Bisping, when did you notice like it detached after the Vitor head kick? And then like in the training, like you had to how'd that conversation go when it started to slip?
Dude, he had but he had I don't know 9 surgeries. He had glaucoma, cataracts.
That was before?
Anything you could think of happened to that eye. I don't know if there was that eye just got
after Vitor, right?
Yeah.
Nothing till after Vitor.
Prior to that, nothing that I remember, or if we discussed it, I don't remember. But Vitor was pretty much the icing on the cake. He just would. I mean, that's where the eye detached, and he lost it.
Vitor got a lot of us back there. They were just. That was unreal.
Yeah.
When you have a detached retina, what's your vision? How does that affect your vision day to day? That's your double vision?
That's the thing is with Mike. It's because I think of all the issues that happened after because he got the eye fixed, the detachment fixed, but I think accumulation of whatever else had happened caused blindness because you're not supposed to be blind after you get it fixed. He's blind in that eye.
You got double vision?
I got double vision in my eyes. I'm not blind. Like if I go that's why I'm always cocking my head. So I have neck problems, but I at least can see straight if I cock that head. You know what I mean?
His surgery went wrong.
Huh?
It didn't obviously take as well as yours did? I mean, it's hard to say.
No, I think he just had other issues on top of it, along with maybe the detachment started.
He never stopped. He was just.
No, you kept fighting with that eye.
There's no other option.
For what I heard, the head kick was the reason of everything. Like, from a doctor's point of view, like that. But that's,
probably detached, but he still thought maybe if they got attached that he'd be able to see again. It's hard. We're talking. Was that 2014 maybe?
Then he went on fight to fight, and then he fought Anderson at what?
That was way, but he fought you after that fight.
I know, but no, I'm just saying it was Vitor and then Anderson. No. Vitor, someone else.
We went on a good
Vitor,
little
CB
run.
Dollaway or some shit, right?
CB Dollaway, Talis Latis.
And then he got to Anderson.
And then
Anderson, is that what it was? Anderson at that point? Yeah, Anderson. Then you. Then.
But how? Like, I mean, he was just basically one-eyed at that point. I mean.
It
just kept going.
It's like everything's moved. That's why. Here's the thing: that's why.
I mean, all those training camps after Vitor, and he's still like just like.
This is what I liked.
Just curious how his vision was going.
This is what I liked about longer guys like yourself and Anderson as well. Because but for him, because there's more. But you guys want to kind of stay at a distance too. But he also, it would benefit him a little bit more to these little guys like you got like Gaslam. I mean, God forbid we win that fight. We basically were win that fight drunk. I mean, we weren't drinking or anything, but he was he
was checked out.
He was checked.
He already lost. He already lost to George St. Pierre, and he just took the fight on 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks after that fight. I think.
Yeah,
it was 3 weeks after the George St. Pierre
money grab.
But
family to feed.
But also Kevin Gaslam, his stature is a little bit dangerous for his vision because he's that short stature. He comes out low and loops over the top. I mean, it's a tougher punch to see as well. And he knows. Everybody knew. I mean, George set it up in the cage after he won the fight. He's like, we knew, he had some, deficiencies or whatever on the left side. You know what I mean? Like, George is straight up. He's like, hey, listen, I knew that motherfucker was blind in his fucking right eye, so I would hook him with the left hand. George was getting
his ass kicked.
He was getting
his
ass kicked.
It was a desperate shot he found. I feel like
that was close for Bisping. That fight was more winnable for Bisping than for George. In the moment,
I had Bisping all day in that fight, and then Bisping was dominating him.
Yeah,
I had money on Bisping.
You know what we both talked.
Me
and him talked about it. Going, God, we should, because he was worried about the takedown too. Obviously that's what you're gonna be worried about. But when he got taken down, he fucking
beat
George
the fuck
up.
Out of George.
From his back, he was just slicing his face open. We should almost not even worry about it, but it's a fight. It's an emotional fight.
I was so pissed at George at that point. I was like, why the fuck does this guy get a title shot off not fighting anybody? Remember, I was just I was coming after him. I was trying to get this fight forever.
Good for him.
And he just sat there holding the title, and I remember I was just going after him. I was like, fucking let it go, do something, because I want to get back.
He won the belt.
He actually reached out to Cormier. He's like, tell Luke that I'm stopping and I have a clear shot. And then
hey, tell Luke I'm not going to fight him, but yeah, you can have at it. Go get your jollies,
I do respect that. Hey, he reached out through Cormier, and then I had that fight with. Then I was scheduled to fight Whitaker in Australia right after that. I'm looking forward to what's next right now. I got a lot of options right now. Just stay hungry, keep the energy right, keep going, dog.
You should keep doing sprints, man.
Keep sprinting. Got to keep up. I almost got you on the 14th. Chito.
Almost didn't come, my man. Did you did or you done?
At this age, dog?
Oh, that's for your old fuck, yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm excited. I'll fuck some shit up.
There's a lot of things to do out there, man. Right now, there's a lot to do. Opportunities on the rise. So
apparently Francois Ngannou.
Francis
Ngannou is free.
Francis is free.
Stay away from that one.
And you want me to tell you the honest truth? The slap fighting thing is fucking pissing me off.
You're into it, huh?
I love it.
I fucking can't stand watching
Makes
this
me
shit.
horny.
The UFC promoting it is just
makes me horny. Watch that look. I get excited.
Dude, that dude got slapped in the face. You see his whole face
swallow
for $5,000.
It was great.
For $5,000.
Hey, but no one's forcing him. Don't fucking put down slap fighting. That's great, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
I want a job there. I want to be the ring boy for that. You know what I'm saying? Like tough jeans, big chain, shirtless.
You gotta get your gold tooth.
Gold tooth, white New Balance.
What's up, Cheetos? How many gold teeth should Cheeto get? What's up?
I'm going as a 1 for now, guarantee. But I need to find the right person.
Remember when you didn't like gold? Remember when I was like, Cheeto, you gotta get a gold watch.
I was trying to
like gold.
I was trying to go against you.
I was like, it will grow on you. Just wait. Now now you're getting gold teeth. Gold, what's next? Gold ring. You didn't want anything gold. Now you got a gold watch. You got a gold pinky ring.
Yeah, but
you got a gold tooth now.
People evolve,
Hey, if you don't fucking do any earrings, then I'll slap you in the fucking face,
bro.
You guys are fancy.
No, I'm not fancy.
Very fancy.
Coach don't like these things, but we'll get him to eventually.
It's not that I don't like them. I feel like they're a little. What are you doing, man? You got jewelry on? Look at my necklace.
I don't wear necklaces.
Okay, my watch. Well, watch are okay.
I wear a watch sometimes.
Watch is essential.
But you actually get a sense.
timepiece.
You get a little bit of sense of pride when it's on your wrist, don't you? You get a little bit of an extra fucking cock, a little extra blood in that cock. You know what I mean?
Hey,
yeah.
You sit there with it. Is that what happens?
You of all people should know that. Like, you got to get.
It feels good.
And you slap that bitch on a bar, you get the first bit of attention. Like, you get the bartender's attention, you get a fucking tip. So, you of all people should understand the value of a watch.
Dude, I just have a look in my eyes when I walk in the bar. The bartender says, "That motherfucker's gonna be drinking all night long, dude."
At least one of them.
Hey, come here. That's my best customer.
Yeah, he's not even gonna know what the bill is at the end of the night. Yeah, but yeah, no, the watches are cool. Good for you guys. I mean, that's pretty cool, man.
Hey, I love the way he said it because that's not what he want to say.
That's
I know
what I mean.
exactly what he want to say.
First paycheck from the Madhouse Pod comes to Parillo's watch.
100%. I
We'll
would
start picking
be
up.
I would say a full gold Submariner or a two-tone blue face. That would look good with those blue eyes, coach.
Hey, he can't.
Two-tone blue face.
You gotta start with your daily driver. You need like a solid, just a man's stainless steel, maybe like a black face. He's
green
black
face.
Submariner.
He's an Irish.
You like the black face or the green face, Perlo?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Don't worry about it.
They say fucking the Rolexes have hold their value more so than gold, silver, all these things like just all these value.
When I was a kid, I
value
saw
things
people
that
making money with that shit.
Cheetos, you purchasing cars for value, which is fucking crazy now. I like. Everyone's the first thing you always say is don't buy a car before you buy a house, but these cars are appreciating that much these days.
Cars always been like that.
My buddy just bought a VW bus for $350,000.
Oh shit!
Isn't that crazy?
What is
like
that
a
car?
60s like Samba
It's
split
a
window thing.
52 or 50.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them or something in the world.
Crazy.
But VW guys are really, I guess, into that stuff. You got 350,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The engine's 25 horsepower. It can't even get up superior.
Can't even get out of its own way.
It's like a lawnmower.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like classics, cause
What'd you get, Cheetah? You just picked up a.
I have Impala 96 and a F-150 92, but I grew up on those cars, liking them, and things like that.
Really?
What coach just named, I couldn't have that shit.
When did you know about the Impalas?
Fuck the kids. When I
In
was
Ecuador?
yeah, well, movies, Italian
what's
movies,
rap song with
rap
the Impala?
movies.
Yeah.
No, that's a. What is that? Snoop Dogg's old rap song, but when the drop top Impala.
Well, Tupac got shot from an Impala.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they were big back in, and Grand Theft Auto in the game, and also Hot Wheels. They make a Chevy Impala 96, and when I was a kid, that was my main car to play.
What kind of car is it? Chevy. What kind of car? Chevy. Chevy. Get into my Chevy. Let's smoke a joint.
Get in the Chevy, but the
I love that.
but the F-150.
Who's it? Oh, sorry.
That was what my pops drive.
Hey, what's a classic car in old Britain? Old British fucking.
Oh man, like an
classic.
old Jaguar. Jaguar, as you guys say.
Jaguar, huh?
Yeah.
Everything's where you at.
Yeah, that's
LA,
fantastic.
California, Impalas, lowriders,
Chevys.
Chevys,
Everyone likes those.
El Camino. Yeah, those
Yeah.
cars are popular. It's
What
probably
about
like
New York? What's a New York older car?
a Jeep.
What?
A Jeep.
No,
No.
New York's like a. I feel like it's like a.
What Guardian those
I don't
guys
know
have
my
in the
cars at all,
movies?
but
Probably like Chevys in New York, right?
no, like a Lincoln. I swear,
Oh,
like
Lincoln
New York's
Continental.
like a Lincoln Continental.
Yeah.
Like, that's like New York.
I'm trying to.
That's
all
the New
mafia
York vibe.
movies.
You pull up to the fucking steakhouse to get out of the car. What's up? What's that classic old steakhouse? That gangster one. That's the
Peter Luger's.
Peter Luger's is fucking good. I feel like a lot of New York steakhouses are overrated.
I'm still trying to get this through my head, though. A fucking Jaguar. Can we get back to that for a second?
Dude, they
Jaguars-
Jaguars were pretty sexy back in the day.
What?
Like an old, I don't mean like
Yeah,
a,
but I mean, I
a
believe
90s
it,
one. I
but-
mean like an old E-Type or something like that, like a 60s Jaguar. They were pretty fire back in the day.
Jaguars had a vibe to them back in the day.
bet,
They kind of
yeah.
lost their vibe now. But it was like the
That's
face,
kind of the
it was
old
like
lady
the face
car
of
around
luxury.
here. The old lady car. Back, at least when
Yeah.
I was younger.
I saw a lot of
Jaguar.
old people in Jaguars.
God bless them.
Fuck.
This is fucking Orange County, dog. The OC.
Classics here will be like fully restored by a rich guy that costs you like
Oh, mint.
200K.
Mint. Beautiful. They don't even drive them. They just leave them right there.
Yeah, and it's all actually it's basically it's a brand new car. Just looks all.
Yeah. Your car actually is pretty good for how old it is.
Which
though.
one? The
This
red truck?
truck, yeah.
Oh, it's cherry.
What kind of?
I'm not gonna lie, the red truck's cherry. It
What
brings
kinda-
a
what kinda-
smile to my
what's that?
face when I see in that.
I
fucking-
love that fucking car. But I grew up on that car. That's the first car that my dad gave me to go to the school. It was a blue, way better looking than what I have right now.
I forgot what kind
Really?
of car is that?
F-150
It's hard to
92.
beat that thing.
And
Thing's clean.
that car means a lot to me. Like we're a family of 5, and we used to fucking go from Guayaquil to Quito, which is 6 hours drive. The whole family in the fucking car. That's crazy in Ecuador.
Yeah.
There's not too much rules out there. You get away with that. But it was my dad driving, my brother, my sister, and I'm going on my mom laps. That's fucking crazy. 6 hours like that.
6 hours, yeah.
6 hours. Not to the ice cream shop, not to the fucking grandma's house. Long fucking drive. Nobody complained. It was cool. Everybody just fucking
No
having.
two cars, huh?
You want to need a drink? Come on, go and grab that.
Go for it.
You get your drink, dude. Yeah.
We're still recording. So, anyways, now that Charlie's gone, what a fucking shithead this guy is, huh? You can
If
listen
you
to this
if
later.
you only knew.
Charlie.
Oh my
fuck.
god, I got the fucking story of all
shit.
stories for you when we
Oh,
get
Charlie,
back.
tell us.
This
You
is
fuck him?
this is fucking incredible.
Fuck.
Hey,
Charlie.
talk. Okay, well, everyone's gonna have their best COVID story. Put it together in your head. What's your best story from COVID? I got a couple of them. Charlie and me had by far my.
I know one
guys are
of yours,
stuck.
but I don't know if I should say it here.
All right, I'm gonna drop it on Charlie before he
Will he
gets
tell it?
wait, before he gets no. He doesn't even. All right, so we like in COVID. His wife's pregnant, and she's pretty heavy about the whole COVID thing that was going on, and we just went to go golf out in the valley, and I remember I put up like Mastro's was open over in Thousand Oaks, and so we were like so excited to go hit a restaurant for the first time. Like golfing was a thing. It was like the only thing going on in COVID, but then it was like one of the first restaurants to
Oh,
open.
crazy
So
golfing. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
so we hit Mastro's, and I put up like a little story. We're at Mastro's, and his wife, he just goes berserk. And like she's just like, "How fucking dare you bring COVID into this household?" She's
Oh,
like-
because she's pregnant.
yeah, because she's pregnant and was really pissed at
Yeah,
her.
we're talking about you, Charlie.
You are you part of this, Charlie. Come on.
Hey, you're part of this thing. Hey, anyway, yeah. I mean, this happened. It was pretty harmless. We just had a little dinner. And so she's like, "Fucking, you're not coming home." And so we're driving back, and we're like, "Okay, we're gonna get some couple more beers on the way home."
In the hotel room.
And so I was like, I turned into like marriage counseling on the way home, and we had a bit of a
wow.
night.
Are you totally going left field on this story so fucking Charlie doesn't have to edit this in front of his wife later? And her so how does this end?
Can you get to the part there's 4 hookers in the hotel room and Charlie's banging one of those?
Charlie's sitting on one of their faces.
I wish I could tell you that much, but no, we just got back and we're just shooting shit, catching up. Like, it was so good just to be able to talk to your friends. Honestly.
Wait a minute. The beginning of this story was the craziest fucking story.
Yeah,
It does get crazy.
I'm expecting
hold your fucking breath.
Hold
your fucking breath.
Okay.
So we're like, the boys left, a couple of the boys there were us, and then we're winding down, and we're just like, just shooting the shit. All right, it's fucking 2:00 maybe, and we're just about to like go to bed, and you just hear the fucking garage door open. You're like, what in the fuck? I was living with Corey at the time. I was like, the fucking Corey's upstairs, me and Charlie, and my fucking garage door just opened. I immediately fucking beelined it out around the corner, and I fucking peeled through the garage, and the garage door is opening, and I'm like, what the fuck? I ran straight out in the middle of the street. I'm fucking hammered, and I just had shoulder surgery. I couldn't even lift my fucking arm. I could barely like just slightly swing a golf
Don't tell me
club.
all this is an insurance plan. You're fucked up out of your mind.
This guy
kicks your ass, doesn't he?
This guy stares at me. I'm like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? This dude looks at me and just like starts walking me down. He's like, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Starts walking me down. I'm like, huh? I could barely even think, and I fucking cry in the middle of the street. In the middle of the fucking street, like in my house. The guy was trying to break into my car. And I fucking kicked him in the head. And he barely blocks it, and I'm like, what? And then he like turns into a bitch. He's like, oh no, I'm trying to pull back. And I'm like, I kicked him again. He landed on. He fucking goes to the ground. I'm like, yeah, what now, bitch? And I was about to start stomping on him, and this other buddy jumps out of the getaway car behind me. And I turned around. I'm like, oh, you want to fucking go too? And I start kicking him to the ground. I kick him to the ground, and I turn back up, and the big dude, he peels up. He runs around the outside of the car, the getaway car, and I'm like, oh no, you don't fucking, not even a chance. And I go into the car like he's on the passenger side seat, and I'm in the fucking driver's side, and I reach in to try to grab the keys. I'm gonna fucking kill these motherfuckers.
Jesus.
And he pulls, and he goes to the ground, and we're staring at each other in the car, and he's like, you really want to fucking do it? And he grabs this shit off the floor. I'm like, really? And then he puts it straight to my head, pulls a fucking gun, puts it straight to my head in the car. It was the heaviest thing ever. And I was just like, oh, it's like, I said, oh, it's like that. And I backed out. Dude jumps up. They both get in the car. They both peel out. I'm just like, just shaking in shock. I'm looking around. There's not a soul around. No one saw anything. I was like, what the fuck? And I look back, and Charlie starts waddling out of my garage. I was like, dude,
that was crazy, man.
Hey, mate. I was like, hey, mate, what's going on?
I was like, where'd you go?
I'm like,
I never even heard the garage door go off.
I'm fucking just.
He was just kung fu fighting in the middle of the street.
I missed the whole thing.
Hey, it was insane.
Worst friend.
You don't have any like out front cameras, like doorbell cameras, nothing where you can see it.
Crazy as
He don't have
experience.
cameras because they can play against him in the future.
So if a tree falls in the forest,
I'm telling you, I'd never.
nobody heard it. Did it fall? No,
I got a lot more guns after that.
I remember.
I'll tell you that.
I think you actually told me that story when it happened. I remember that. I remember that story that you're talking about right now. But I actually really. I was waiting because I thought Charlie was going to be part of the story. So what I was waiting for was like, dude pulls out a gun. I was like, oh fuck, then what happened? And Charlie came up behind that motherfucker and bow.
Shoot him with a gun. We killed 2 guys.
Yeah, you'll hear
Stories like that. And then I'm thinking to myself. Then I'm like, okay, this is part where I don't think Charlie's going to jump into this story. As soon as you start kicking dudes in the face, I'm like, Charlie's not in this story, is he?
Well, Luke actually left the fridge open and he ran outside into the garage. And I came out of the garage. I said, Luke, you left the fridge open. That was my only comment. Was Luke? You left the fridge open. And he's like,
as these guys are like peeling down the street, and
he's sweating.
He's like, I just fought 2 guys.
He's just sweating.
He's like
shaking, kind of teary because somebody just put a gun in his face. He's like, I just thought I was gonna die.
By the way, you left the fridge open. Worst guy.
Yeah.
That was a great night. Anyway, what's your fucking favorite story from COVID, Prillo?
COVID, probably how I met my girlfriend. No. My favorite thing, I mean, God bless her. I love her.
Favorite is your own opinion.
You know what? I got sober during COVID. Remember, I did 3 months. I quit cigarettes for 18 months. I quit everything for 3 months, but I quit cigarettes for 18 months with that whole jump. That was it. I spent a lot of time by myself during COVID. I didn't have Charlie to hang out with me, man. I was
Neither
solo.
did Luke.
We did.
I was a solo man. Although I used to train Chito every day. We trained quite a bit over at the park because I had a park right by my house, so he'd come over and.
I hated the park training. Everyone started going to the park and training. It was the most annoying thing.
But you have to.
For me, it was just getting it done. I was like, man, I train your fucking living. Just train me. I hit up. I was every day. I'm like, coach, I need it.
We heard that story.
I need it.
You know what? Honestly, that place we ate today, was the Argentinian. What was it?
It's Italian place.
Italian?
It's, God, I forgot.
They had no masks. No, what do you say?
Basilicos. Shout out to Basilicos.
Basilicos
in
was
Newport
insane.
Beach.
You know, you have a good place like good butter, good warm butter. I mean, good warm bread and butter.
Yeah, I took a picture of the
essence
side. It said, I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't know why we should remember. It's like a pretty no-brainer. It's like, it's 3 words.
Make sure you get that picture.
3 words. Okay, hold on. Let me remember it. Yeah, let me get that so I can read it. No mask allowed. That's what it says. It's pretty heavy.
I just want to hear it out of your mouth. Yeah.
I love it.
That's how you know the shit's gonna be good.
Yeah, they have good food there.
That place is good.
Yeah.
That's a strong sign. I love it.
Yeah, no mask allowed.
Good job, guys.
It's a little weird, guys, that continue to wear masks. People that continue to wear masks, but God bless them.
You know who's one to look out for is RoboCop. Dude, RoboCop is gonna be. He's so tough, man. I trained with him out in Florida. The kid he's tough.
RoboCop?
Yeah, RoboCop. Gregory Rodriguez.
He's built like a.
He's just like
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Is he fighting tonight?
He's gonna be a tough one to stop on this run right now.
What weight? Welterweight?
No, middleweight. My weight.
Okay.
He can run it. We'll see how he goes. I'll see how long. What's going on with the champion? Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna rematch? They're just gonna let this guy sit there?
They're waiting for that. If I heard if Easy don't take the rematch, Whittaker will fight for the belt. That's what I saw in the news, but who knows what's true or not.
Yeah.
I think Whittaker have a huge chance because of the way he moves. He don't fight like a conventional pure kickboxer. He will be in and out, and he will mix it up good. But who knows?
Whittaker's got good takedowns. Whittaker's decent on top. That kid, obviously, if Izzy's on top of him doing the damage he could do, he didn't get up from Izzy on top. So imagine with somebody who's more experienced on the top in the actual grappling world, that guy's not going to exist. It's a matter of time.
We're talking Whittaker gets who? Sorry.
Pereira.
Oh, yeah.
Pereira's got no ground game. He's just like, we'll see. We'll see how long he lasts. I just don't. I think he's vicious. He's a huge motherfucker on the feet.
Bro, I was with him doing something for Monster. That motherfucker is like 220. Not barely fat. He's thick of muscle. Looks like a fucking
like how does
metal
he get down?
piece. Yeah, he's huge, that motherfucker. Like DC was playing with him.
Way bigger than me, right?
Oh, dude.
You're like a little bitch.
Let's just be real. I like that fight for me a lot. If I had a direct line to that motherfucker, I guarantee you I'd make him. We'll see who the bitch would be. But anyway,
you should be able to give anybody problems.
He's way bigger than you.
He's big. He's a big
he's
dude.
on the bottom.
Dude, Ayasando's big.
Yeah.
And he's bigger than him.
Oh, way bigger.
Just everything about him is big. Yeah, he's a huge dude.
When you say everything about it,
come on. I mean, his facial features. Look at it. You see, the dude's like, he's fucking. It's weird.
He's what?
I don't know how he
what
makes the weight.
What are you getting at?
I don't know how he makes the weight.
Oh, he definitely suffers, dude. He suffers hard to make the fucking weight. No way that's an easy weight cut. No way.
No, you actually have to have a pretty hard weight cut yourself.
Mine.
Although I did it with you, I'm trying to remember. Was it that? Oh, I guess it wasn't
it was
that bad.
smooth. It was.
Yeah. Mine wasn't that, but this time it wasn't that bad. I've had it really bad in the past. Like when I fought Yoel, it was horrible, and I never recovered. I remember we had the fight. They didn't adhere to the new unified rules for weigh-ins, and so you still had to like get carted off to the weigh-ins and make weight in the middle of the day. When we had to fight the next day, at like 1 o'clock, which I hate. I hate fighting in the middle of the day. How many?
Wait, what fight was that?
It was me and Yoel in
the
first fight in Perth, Australia.
Well, they used,
he missed weight by 3 pounds, and I killed myself to make the weight, and then I just never regenerated. I remember because we fought.
That's right. You guys used to have to. We do at 4 o'clock was the actual weigh-in when they did the ceremony.
So we had to. Yeah,
it wasn't a ceremonial. It was actually the weigh-in.
Yeah, we had to do the ceremony, but you had to make weight. You had to keep your weight. Like it wasn't like because. Everything was you.
I don't think you made weight in the morning that back then. It wasn't at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was
we were doing that. Everyone was doing that. It was going on for about like 2 years. But in Perth, it was the first fight ever, and so the commission didn't adhere to the unified rules, and so you still had to make that public appearance and make weight
at 9
at 4 p.m.
Yeah, 4. Okay,
at 4 p.m.
Okay,
whatever it was back then. But so you had like less than 24 hours to recover before our main event. Was the next day.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Because I woke up in the morning and I was just like, I was trying to run and trying to regenerate your body. And I was like, I'm just not really there. But I was the main event and I had all the pressure, my family, my friends. And that, like, there's all this pressure's on you and you can't even really compute that your body's not there. And you just got to go in there and fight.
That was Jacare? Is that what you said?
No, that was Yoel.
Oh, Yoel. Oh, yeah.
And then you like...
Yoel, Jesus.
It was not my greatest, but fighting in the state, especially on the East Coast, like if you have a hard weight cut, be able to fight at midnight rather than 12 o'clock in the afternoon is such an advantage to get that time, that extra like 10 hours to regenerate, 12 hours to regenerate.
Well, now that they do it at 9 o'clock, between 9 and 11, it's so much better because you got that extra, like you're saying, you had to actually weigh in at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
and then Blase go on and
as Yoel wasn't even gonna make the weight.
Did he make it?
No, he missed it by like 3 pounds.
Oh, really?
So I dragged that on all the way to the ceremony.
That's stuff that people forget. Those little details. Guy actually was in 3-4. Like those, and they really can come into play in fights, but a lot of times you don't go back. It's like Chito lost his Sang Yandong, right? But granted, we thought he was robbed, but you're going to forget that he was robbed. You're just going to look at the books, and you're also going to not think to yourself, well, that fight was at 145, not 135. To think leading up that point, you had a good string of wins at 135, and that one kind of caused you a little bit of a hiccup, but it wasn't at 135. It was at 145.
It was at 45.
Yeah.
I was coming to 5-win streak.
But did you get Jose right? Was Jose right?
No,
after
I fought O'Malley after that.
Oh yeah, O'Malley. That's right.
No, it's real, man. I felt so weak in that fight, and Yoel was the strongest motherfucker I've ever been against. He's like, I kicked him in the leg, and I broke my leg the first kick of the fight.
Kicking his leg.
I kicked the tibia. I remember I fractured that, and I was like, oh shit. Like here we go. That was my whole game plan was to take his legs, make him wrestle, and I was gonna get on top.
Yeah, he seems like he's on a lot.
But then he checked that kick. But I'm telling you, I kicked him again, with the clean flush kicks, and it was still like I was kicking cement. Like his legs were so fucking dense.
His build
and Whitaker said the same thing. Like you hurt yourself kicking him flush in a clean kick.
Yeah, wow.
It was weird.
He's granted that guy.
And I couldn't hold him back. And I remember I was in the fight. I was like, I just couldn't get enough power to push him off. And I got so tired of getting pushed back. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna sit down and get everything I can to try to hold him off, because I wasn't gonna try to just be pushed around the whole fight, and that's when I got clipped.
Yeah.
And then I fucking remember the hospital.
That guy's a beast.
That guy's a beast.
He's gonna clip most people.
He's a fucking beast, is what he is, motherfucker. Fuck you, motherfucker.
And then there's that. I mean, true, but yeah, I love you, Mike. That must have been. That's after that. That's when he was coming after Bisping. Was Bisping champion then?
Bisping was champion.
Bisping was not gonna fight him. Bisping had his own.
He just beat that weight, man.
They were like, "Hey," they asked me, "Who would you like to fight? Yeah, what do you think we should do on our next fight?" Well, stay the fuck away from that guy.
We'll take Dan Henderson, number 16 ranked.
For 200. Yeah. No, but fuck yeah. Yeah, that guy's he's a rock.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
That's what you got to take. That's what you take.
He's
your hat
very
off to
like
Robert
very weird,
Whitaker, right? Didn't Robert knocked him out, didn't he?
No.
They fought 2 fights really close.
Yeah, really.
But he dropped him with.
Okay.
That's the thing about Romero. That's why he seems like he's not real. He's using drugs or whatever, because Whittaker put his chin on his face and barely rocking, but full on kick, not a slap, full on, and he went like this. Recovered like nothing. Made you wonder.
He was a science project. Let's just be real. That motherfucker. Look at him at Bellator now. He's just juiced to the gills. Like it's just like.
How many fights do you have now at Bellator? Has he fought?
He's fought like a couple times.
Is he killing?
I heard he almost got his fucking hand cut off when some crazy Cuban dude grabbed a samurai sword and like almost cut it off. Some shit, motherfucker.
I think I did hear that too.
Do a little.
Thanks to all our sponsors for making this happen. We
I
really
just want
appreciate
to
it.
give a shout out to
Nobody.
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 But check this out. For the future sponsors, you see the law of attraction. They're coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
We're making this,
You really thinking for 1 second that we're gonna make a dime doing this shit? I thought we were just sitting in the garage having a good time.
This is gonna make for a long time. But just,
Hey, it's not even a podcast. This is the club. Fuck the podcast. It's the Madhouse Club. That's it. We're out. Thank you.